Hi everybody, this is Anthony Furchley, known as Anthony Furchley 2003 on my YouTube channel here. And today, I want to tell you what my opinion on Dan Sobel, you guys. So, my opinion on Dan Sobel is, he's okay in my opinion. I don't mind his YouTube channel. Because I'll tell you the reasons why I kind of like Dan Sobel, you guys. But please do not hate me if I like Dan Sobel. Just like some of the users lost my respect on Dan Sobel because like Brandon Pippen and the other users hates me. So yeah. So my opinion on Dan Sobel is he's a good user, except he was doing something wrong. What I don't care about Dan Sobel is he was doing something wrong, like he was screaming at Devin Osborne. And I don't know about his changing his pajamas in front of the kids. And he was doing some grinding threats and a lot of bad things he did back in the past. Those are the stuff I don't really care about. But what I do care, if you like, here's the stuff I like about Dan Sobel, you guys. He likes to do his Blues Clues live segments and some Blues Clues stuff. TV show reviews, movie reviews, rip videos when some people have passed away, and some good videos. And I don't see a lot of these bad videos much on his YouTube channel, so that's why I kind of neutral to Dan Sobel. And I used to hate Dan Sobel once, but not anymore. So guys, please do not hate me if I hate Dan Sobel. If Dan Sobel were watching this, I'm not like him again. I know, if Dan Sobel, if you're watching this, I now like you again. I'm very sorry for hating you. I hope you forgive me because I should have hated you. And I did reasons why I did hate, and sadly, I hope they respect my opinion on Dan Sobel, because I have a right to like Dan Sobel. I only like Dan Sobel just because he was doing the good stuff, like his Blues Clues live segments. And the taste test videos. I don't mind his taste test videos. If he does read nutrition facts, in my opinion, that's fine. But not Mr. Evan. He said he's not supposed to read nutrition facts. So yeah. Which I know Mr. Evan hates Dan Sobel a lot. I know Nate the Game Media 2006 hates Dan Sobel. And a lot of users who hate Dan Sobel a lot because of what he was doing, what he had done a long time ago. Which that stuff I don't care about, except when he hates me, that is. I just don't want to hate Dan Sobel, you guys, because I only like him just because he was doing some taste test videos. I only care if he does something, the good stuff he did. And there's something I gotta tell you about Dan Sobel's changing his pajamas in front of the kids, you guys, on TikTok. Well, there's something I gotta tell you. Well, he didn't realize that he was doing something wrong. I know he was doing something wrong, you guys. I do kind of agree, but those stuff I don't care about. The stuff that he was changing his pajamas, I don't know about that. Well, that part was a mistake. He thought he was doing the right thing, but no, he didn't. So guys, if he didn't realize that would have been a mistake. I do believe in Dan Sobel, but please do not hate me if I like Dan Sobel. I know there's some other users who lost my respect on Dan Sobel, such as Andy Ho, Brandon Pippen, I don't know about Ryan Goodwin, and Adam DeZayas. And great, they think I'm a bad user or a bad person because of that. And great, before Brandon Pippen blocked me, Ryan Silva thinks I'm a bad person because I was liking Dan Sobel. That doesn't mean they're gonna hate me. Even though I like Dan Sobel, doesn't mean they're gonna hate me. Because no matter I like Dan Sobel nowadays, they hate me from now on. Like back in July of 2024. Yeah. I just couldn't believe that Brandon Pippin, where I go and some of the users hates me because of liking Dan Sobel. So I had no choice for hating Dan Sobel. That's the only reasons why I kind of hate Dan Sobel, because Brandon Pippin hurts my feelings. So is Andy Ho. Some of the users hurt my feelings. Yeah, I'm not even kidding you guys. It's not a joke. So yeah, I just didn't want to hate Dan Sobel anymore, because I just found out that Dan Sobel hates me back in December 2024. This is one of the worst, stupidest idea ever, you guys. I should have just moved on with Andy Ho back in August. I should have just stayed liking Dan Sobel. I should have done that before it's too late, but it's too late anyways. And great, Dan Sobel hates me. Thanks a lot, Brandon Pippin. Well, I would if Brandon Pippin were watching this, I wasn't. I was just a saying, but I don't hate Brandon Pippin. I really don't hate you. If Brandon Pippin were watching this, I don't really hate you, Brandon Pippin, but I really wish you respect my opinion. But I only like Dan Sobel just because he was doing the good stuff. I just don't care if he did something wrong. The reason why I lost my respect on Dan, because, well, when he found out that Andy Ho's video, well, take Andy Ho's video for example, you guys, because Dan Sobel was changing his pajamas in front of the kids, which that stuff I don't care about, but that stuff I don't have to worry about, because I did saw that video. I remember I did saw that video when Dan Sobel was screaming at Devin Osborne back in 2022 at Vinny the social media guy, and he was screaming in public. And some people think he was. Well, I know everybody acts like a child when people are growing up. I do believe that. Like, I know I do complain and whine and stuff like that. Yeah, I just I felt bad to Dan Sobel back in 2022 when he was screaming. I felt very, very bad at what he did. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna hate Dan Sobel. But I really don't hate Dan Sobel, you guys. I know that Adam Carter still likes Dan Sobel. I don't remember his name, but it's not New Yorker Scythe, but I can still say he still likes Dan Sobel as well. He still likes Dan Sobel as well. And I'm not the only one in the whole world who likes Dan Sobel. I know some users think that we all hate Dan Sobel, but not everybody hates Dan Sobel. Because I understand what Dan Sobel is doing something wrong, but that doesn't mean I'm going to hate him. Even though I like Dan Sobel, does not mean they're going to block me and unsubscribe like Brandon Pippin did. Which I don't want to hate. I just didn't want to hate Dan Sobel really, but if I did, that's the only choice I have to do. If Andy Ho wants to like me again, all I have to do is hate Dan Sobel, and that's it. But that was the only choice I did, so I already did that. But still, that doesn't. I didn't want to hate Dan Sobel really. Really, I didn't. All I wanted is to like Dan Sobel, not hate Dan Sobel. So please do not hate me for this if you're watching this. So my opinion on Dan Sobel is I like him. He's really decent. I don't mind his YouTube channel just because he was doing some Blues Clues letter segments and some Blues Clues stuff, and some dance videos. They're okay, and some anniversary videos and the RIP videos when people had passed away. And I remember he made a letter for me and some users. So yeah. And man, Dan Sobel did like me, but not anymore, I'm afraid, since I wish Dan Sobel would like me again, but nowadays I don't hate Dan Sobel. Since I found out that I just had to give up on hating Dan, because I'm glad Nate the Game Media in 2006 did respect my opinion on Dan Sobel. Because I know Nate hates Dan Sobel, but I don't want to hate Dan Sobel. And there's something I gotta tell you. I just wonder if Nate were watching this. If you're watching this, Nate, there's something I gotta tell you about why you hate Dan Sobel. Well, I remember he was changing his pajamas in front of the kids, right? well, I don't know if he did it. I don't know if he did something wrong on purpose. If he did something wrong, that was a mistake. So when Dan Sobel was changing his pajamas in front of the kids without him knowing when he did something wrong, that was a mistake, you guys. It was if he didn't realize he was doing something wrong. Because if he did something wrong, I believe he didn't meant to do that. He didn't chose to do something wrong. I thought he chose to do something right, because he was making a good video, but he likes to have fun making a video of changing pajamas. I don't care if he's fat or anything, but yeah. So yeah, I just don't hate Dan Sobel, you guys. That doesn't mean I'm gonna hate Dan Sobel. That stuff, if I don't really care, they're okay. I don't know about that video of when he's changing his pajamas on TikTok, which I remember he was doing some wrongdoing stuff and his bad wrongdoing stuff. I know he kind of a jerk sometimes, but I don't want to call him a pedophile. I guess that's why a lot of people had lost their respects on Dan Sobel. They decided red alert that Dan Sobel was a pedophile, which I don't want to call Dan a pedophile or a man-child or calling Dan names. I just only got to call him Dan Sobel or Dan the My Little Ponies if he had the first fan. Well, that's his YouTube channel is now called Dan the My Little Ponies if he had the first fan. Yeah, I just don't want to hate Dan Sobel, you guys. Please do not hate me if you're watching this. So yeah. So once again, you guys. So my opinion on Dan Sobel is he's decent. I gotta say he's decent. He's more like he's decent just because he was doing the good. I only like him just because he was only doing the good stuff. Only if he does some innocent stuff, like he was doing his Blue's Clues letter segments and some taste test videos. What else? There's taste test videos. There's taste test videos. His Blue's Clues letter segments and some dance videos. And he does do his Blue's Clues letter segments. And I remember he made a letter for me. I remember that. I remember I made a letter segment to Dan Sobel now, and I'm glad it works. And Dan Sobel did it to me anyways. I remember the first time I made a letter for Dan, and I remember fixing a hot dog back in 2021. I know Dan Sobel since May of 2021, and Dan Sobel knows me since August of 2021. So yeah, because I did say hi to Dan Sobel in August in a comic, and I'm guessing that Dan Sobel has autism. You know, I guess for his YouTube channel, I guess his his stuff is not easy. It's not easy for him on his channel. I know he was doing some bad stuff, but what about his misunderstanding, you guys? I just don't. Even though I don't hate Dan Sobel, but I'm not a bad person. I'm a good person. I'm really innocent. He does do innocent stuff, though, which that's good. He does do some good stuff, which that's good news. Like, he was doing some story time videos. He's doing some live stream videos, VHS stuff, and DVD stuff. I don't want his lip syncing though. I don't care if he does swear words, because I don't care if he does swear words, which I don't know about the N-word though. I don't care if he said the N-word. I remember he did say the N-word, but I don't want to say I don't want to do that. But that's only one or a couple. That was just one thing, but that was in the past. But man, I wish other users will trust Dan, but no. A lot of people hate Dan Sobel. They don't want to trust Dan anymore at all. And I remember he was doing the wrongdoing video, but sadly, a lot of users denied. And I guess that's why Dan Sobel was adding up again. He was adding some when he was doing some wrong or bad doings or wrongdoings again. He was making those angry message videos. I remember he was doing some grounding threats Yeah, I'm afraid if I'm gonna say viewer discretion. He was saying middle fingers and saying a lot of swear words, and he was doing some inappropriate stuff as well. He's saying some inappropriate sayings, but yeah. I remember what Dan Soul was doing wrongdoings, but sadly, he did try to do the right thing, what he should have been done a long time ago, but well, yeah. And I hope Dan Soul will like me again, but I know a lot of people hate Dan Sobel. Because I don't want to hate Dan Soul just because he was doing something wrong. I don't care if he did something wrong, but I do care he was doing the good stuff. I only care if he does some fun stuff. I only like Dan Soul for fun and entertainment stuff only, not when he was doing something wrong. I don't care if he does something. I can still watch his wrongdoings, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna hate Dan Sobel. And no wonder why a lot of people hate Dan Sobel, because he was doing something wrong. But I'm not gonna hate him. But I did hate him once. But the reason why I did hate him Sobel, I did that just for Andy Ho, Brandon Pippin only, and the other users. Nothing to do with what was doing something wrong. And this is why I should never hate Dan Sobel, because. And great, Dan Soul did hate me back in December. Thanks to other people, right? Like Brandon Pippin. Anyhow, I had a lot of users hates me because, and that's why Homer Simpson made a cringe video out of me, because I was liking Dan Soul, because Ryan Silva didn't want to trust Dan Sobel, because he lost my respect on Dan Sobel. I guess that Ryan Silva is the only one who didn't respect my opinion on Dan Sobel. And I'm glad some other users like Mr. Evan and Nathan gave me 2006 respect my opinion on Dan Soul, but not Andy Ho and Brad Pippin. They did not respect my opinion at all. So, including Homer Simpson YouTube channel, like he made a cringes video out of me, and Ryan Silva's, he lost my respect on Dan Soul. He's the only one who he's the one who decided to do that first, I believe. Originally, it wasn't Andy Ho or Brandon Pippin's idea. It was Ryan Silva's idea. So yeah, who lost my respect on Dan Sobel. So yeah, I just don't want to hate Dan anymore. I just don't want to hate Dan Sobel. I only care if he did some good stuff. Oh yeah, I remember he does some rip videos, but I remember he did a pretty good job when he made a rip video to Brett Allcroft. I remember he did. Yes, I did say he did a pretty good job doing some rip videos. Because I don't mind watching his rip videos, like from People's. He's kind of an innocent person. Dan Soul is not like, if you think is Dan Soul a bad person, he's not always a bad person 24/7. He doesn't do bad stuff 24/7. He sometimes watches, I know he does like kids shows. He loves Blue's Clues, Dora the Explorer, Go Diego Go, and he also likes these girly kids shows like My Little Pony, Sophia the First. So yeah, those stuff, his girly stuff, like his Barbie stuff, they're okay. For boys, they're okay. If I were a girl, I would have loved Barbie a lot, but I guess even though I'm okay with Barbie and Disney princesses and stuff like that, and the girly girl colors. So yeah, and his favorite color is purple, and his birthday is January 13th, 1999, and my birthday is November 11th, 2003. So he's a lot older than I am. He's older than the VHS Joshua David's Hart's birthday, and now VHS Brody also likes My Little Pony as well. So Dan Soul and VHS Brody loves My Little Pony. So yeah. I know a lot of users hate Dan Soul, but I just don't want to hate Dan anymore. A lot of people don't care about Dan anymore, but I do. I know Adam Carter likes Dan Sobel, but not Adam DeZayas or the other users who hates Dan, who doesn't like Dan Sobel. Oh yeah, I don't know what else who doesn't want to trust They say they made a video about Dan Sobel could not be trusted at all. Which that does not make it. That doesn't. Doing that stuff doesn't really work. Some users have a right to like Dan Sobel, not when he's doing something wrong. So no wonder why I hate Dan Sobel, because a lot of people decide that Dan's a pedophile and they lost their respect. They lost my respect on Dan Sobel, so they blocked me and unsubscribed to my channel. So yeah. That's why I did had no opinion on Dan Sobel, but nowadays I do. Nowadays I do have opinion on Dan Sobel. I have opinion. Yes, I do have an opinion on Dan Sobel. He's okay. I guess more like, if I like Dan Sobel, I'm gonna say he's decent. Please do not hate me if you're watching this. I only like Dan Sobel just because he was doing the good stuff. I don't care if he's doing something wrong, you guys. So yeah. So what is your opinion on Dan Sobel? If you guys hate Dan Sobel, I respect your opinion, but please do not ever hate me if you're watching this. I might make a video of Amanda Carteret next, because there are some of the users who hate Amanda Carteret. So yeah, thanks for watching.